Hi, Joe Kluter. Welcome to the Race Shop. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the 151 car I bought. And sometimes when you're selling a vintage race car, it's more important who you sell it to than how much money you get for it. And this 151 is a perfect example of that story. So it was around 2001. Terry and I decided to build a new house in Sturbridge. And first build of a house, and I wanted to build a nice garage. So looked at the budget, said the best way for me to get my garage, I need to sell my car collection. So I sold the 3 vintage race cars I had. Golden Hurricane, Richie Evans, 61 modified, and a 14 New York. And I sold my trailer. So we built the new house. I built my really nice garage with my checkered floor, with my Corian counters and my sink, but it was empty. I didn't have a car. So a friend of mine, Kevin Brown from Connecticut, who's a historian of the Danbury Race Arena, probably the one person I know that's owned and saved the most historic race cars, called me. And I bought the 14 New York from him. And he said, "You interested in buying a race car?" And I said, "I don't have any money." And he goes, "Well, my friend George is selling the 151, 36 Ford championship car of Chick Stockwell. I know this car. In fact, this car had a complete frame-up restoration. And you know what? I have all the original pictures. I need to send these to the current owner of the car. Note to self, send the original photos to the current owner." So anyway, so he calls me and he goes, "George is moving to Florida. He's retiring. He wants to sell the car. And I've talked to him about you and your passion for history and the cars you've owned, and he wants to talk to you." And I went, "Kevin, I don't have any money. I know what that car is worth. That's going to be a $15,000 car, easy, all day long. I don't have that kind of money." He goes, "George just wants to talk to you. Call him." So he gives me the phone number. I call George. George says, "You interested in the car?" I said, "Yeah, I really am. I've known this car for a long time. I saw your restoration. I love it, but I don't have a lot of money." He said, "I'll tell you what, just come down and take a look at it." So I always throw in a little bit of a history lesson here. Chick Stockwell. So Chick Stockwell from Woodbury, Connecticut, father of 8, and was a fixture for decades at the Danbury Race Arena in Danbury, Connecticut. Championships, Chick won 9. 54, 55, 60, 61, 62, 63, 68, 70, and 71. He had 4 consecutive championships, 60, 61, 62, 63. He had championships in multiple decades, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. Career total wins, 208 wins. He was voted the most popular driver 6 consecutive years from 76 to 81. And then they closed the track. So, yeah, I wanted to look at this car. I love history. This guy's a champion. So my neighbor Andrew and I get in the car. We drive to Connecticut. We get to George's house, and he fires up the car and backs it out of the hauler. And I'm looking like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love this car. It was a flathead V8, 36 Ford, good history, original, frame-up restoration. George, what do you think? I said, "I love the thing. I love it. You'd like to have it?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to have it." I said, "I don't have a lot of money." He goes, "Well, how much money do you have?" I said, I have $5,000. He says, do you have a trailer? I said, no, sold that too. He goes, oh, I'll tell you what. You're going to be home Saturday? I'll bring it up Saturday. And I looked at him and I went, you're going to sell me the 151 for $5,000? And he said to me, it's more important who gets the car than how much money I get for it. So that's happened a few times in my life, and I've done it the same way. So that's how I ended up buying the 151, Chick Stockwell championship car from 1964. Well, when Terry and I got ready to move to North Carolina, I decided to sell it. Jeff Ackerman from New York and his dad bought the 151, and it was perfect. They have one of the largest collections of historic coupes with flatheads, so I knew it went to a great home. And then not too long ago, Jeff and his dad sold it. And now, if you'd like to go see it, it's in Wells, Vermont. It's in a museum dedicated to the Danbury Fair and a Danbury race arena. I have to remember to send them the original photos. So that's my story tonight. Wasn't a long one, but really, when it comes to these vintage race cars, it is more important who you sell it to than how much money you get for it. Until the next time, follow your dreams. God bless America.